Hey everyone, we'll get started in just a moment or two. Dev, why don't you say a few words so we can make sure they can hear you?
I am very, very eepy.
I'm reasonably sure they
Like,
can hear you, but we will
damn.
let them comment. Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Where the heck
They
did I
can
put my notes?
over there.
Okay, I have notes. It was
See,
in the other.
see, I'm helpful by saying over there when I'm nowhere near where you are.
Well, technically, you were right. It was over in the other username
Aha.
on the Discords.
Okay, ready to go?
Yep.
Welcome to the WtW podcast, where to entertain and inform a bit while talking about Digimon. I'm Mark, who run WtW and produce Digimon on Blu-ray.
I'm DevQ, and I'm going to join the Batman Rogues Gallery.
And I've been sick, as I'm sure is probably audible to a degree.
Yeah, you sound like hell, dude.
Yeah. Oh, I really was knocked the fuck out for about a day. How's your week been, Dev?
Full of absolutely fucked up sleep schedules due to work shenanigans.
Mine was fucked up sleep
It's
schedule due to
inventory
sick.
season.
I remember the night that I realized I was sick. It was about 10:30 or 11. I'm like, okay, I better go to sleep early. I lay down, and can't really get comfortable, so not quite rolling back and forth, but trying to get comfortable. And then finally, I think maybe I've fallen asleep. Then, oh no, I've woken up. What ungodly hour, in the morning is it where it's still dark? I look, 1:30 a.m. It's like I wouldn't normally even be asleep yet.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, this is gonna be about as hellish as possible, and it was.
Yep.
At the moment,
I hope you got plenty of drugs.
no, I tend to recover decently. At the moment, I think it's mostly on the upswing, minus uh, scratchy nose from so much sneezing, and same from coughing with throat, where I think I'm mostly better, but the actual sneezing and coughing and stuff did so much actual damage from it happening so much, I can't tell.
Do what I do, just grab a jar of honey and eat it with a spoon like your Pooh Bear.
Oh,
It
oh,
helps.
I have multiple bags of lozenges, which I've been attempting to not down like candy, which they're sugar free, so I don't have to worry about that. But I'm basically trying not to just down them 24/7. I'm trying to be reasonable.
It's an unreasonable situation.
Yeah,
Just like this episode.
and then episode 28 gift, where we start the gift arc. And we start with someone getting a special delivery at night with a delivery person
It's Truck Coon!
with a delivery person with marks on her face. And the very first thing I thought was, that's weird. She looks sort of like Harley Quinn. Who knew the joke would be on me for even noticing that? And then we get a bloody doll that looks like him, and in drives Joker Man with a truck to slam into him in his house. And I went, oh, we're and then I was trying to think about what I was going to say at this part of the episode, like where it's fully this plot. And then I read AR's review, which has the most honest statement possible. Dev, have you read his review yet?
Not yet. I have been unconscious for most of the day after work.
What he said
How mean
was,
was he?
one sec, I want to quote him properly. It's pretty standard Ghost game fare, for being honest. And then they jump to Tomorrow, and this is like the every 5 to 6 episodes where they remember that it felt like him drumming was going to be like an important ongoing thing, like an actual character trait, and they only do it occasionally. And he's drumming,
It's like you opened up the series with him drumming on every surface.
yeah. And now we get him flashing back. I like Gekomon thinking he can beat up Gokuamon now, although he doesn't know the level name or his own attack name, which I think is the funniest mistake that he's made for
It,
talking.
he is an adorable, precious baby, and we love him.
Yeah. And he plays around and lands in the lap of a girl who is our new character, Miharu. Very quickly, they get her saying she knows what Digimon are. And then very quickly, they sort of box her into that eclectic, mysterious girl.
It's like, oh, it's like the Hikari, homeostasis, Mikiharo, Norn,
Yeah,
Mirei archetype.
I didn't quite expect it to be quite so stereotypical, to be honest.
I thought they would, at least from the ending theme, they'd go a little like softer with it. But it's like, nope,
No,
they.
it's exactly the stereotype. And then she wonders if Tomoro sees Digimon as a glitch and how he sees the code of the world. She warns them to get out of the hospital. She says they'll meet again. And then as they jump to the bar, we're done with 90% of the introduction to the arc. Uh,
Yep.
Maki mentions the dolls to everyone and shows on the security tape you can see the Digimon in the truck. I would like to say the Tamamori logo of the shipping company. I'm sure it's a coincidence, but I love that it looks like the old Saban logo.
I thought it looked a little familiar,
Yeah,
but
it looks very much like the not the old metal logo, but the one that where they changed it after Power Rangers hit.
like the swoopy one,
Yes,
kind of.
yes, it looks very much like the swoopy Saban logo. And the guy leaves the hospital, and then one of his delivery drones stops the car, and then Jokermon, and then we get Jokermon, we get the Harley Quinn looking girl, and not only not an accidental visual, Dev noticed something else that this might be a reference to.
Absolutely, because I was watching the Mori Calliope Isekai Suicide Squad music video like right before then. Just by random
Yeah,
chance.
it looks like that version of Harley Quinn. And the thing you point out that I completely glossed over was Jokermon with the scythe feel like Mori Calliope.
Yep.
And I'm not sure how much of that's meant to be an accent because like the the face paint does bring up that version of Harley Quinn more than most.
Yeah, it's like the pigtails, the face paint, the completely unhinged behavior.
Yeah.
It's like, yay, murder.
I will say, I think one of the big disappointments of the episode is there is no point to this girl really existing.
No,
She literally exists
not.
so they can wink at Harley Quinn, and that's about as much as her relevance is.
She doesn't really do anything useful aside from exist.
Yeah. Then Evolution Time, and I have to be honest. For some reason, I was a bit surprised it was Armalizamon at first, since they
I
all
wasn't. I expected it to be
see. For
Armalizamon.
some reason, it felt like they knew what level he was at, and they were just going to jump to it. And then, especially when we get the neutron laser reflected, and then Armalizamon just kind of gets beat up on. He's really not happy about Jokermon insulting Tomoro, and back to Geckomon. And then we get a Tomoro eye catch. Honestly, a rare time where it feels like the eye catch is in sync with the episode.
Yep.
Um, Glowing Dawn shows up to help. The delivery manager is still doing his job as something important is going on. Glowing Dawn asks questions, and he's clear. I don't want to say evading because he's very clear that he's not going to answer. And in pops Harley Quinn and another broken doll. Uh, and then Geckomon
What
trips
is the
her.
point of
Yeah, it feels like the entire shtick for her is they need someone to just run around. Weirdly, I don't even think Jokermon's doing anything at this point, is he?
I guess autopiloting random delivery
Yeah.
drones. That's pretty much the only thing he's done.
And then I do like Geckomon tripping her because I like anytime they use the tongue for something.
It's like, yay, you remember
Yeah.
that you're useful as a adorable baby.
And then what I think was one of the top 2 or 3 moments of the episode is when you see Jokermon driving and he drives it off the freeway and you just get it going right into the hospital room. And Rasumon
Oh yeah,
saves him too.
I saw that. It's like, oh, is he gonna GTA this shit? And it's like, ah, yes, yes, he is.
Yeah. And the truck is empty. And then Jokermon is where the rest of Glowing Dawn is now. Charged with the E-Pulse. And Makoto finds trucks underground.
Oh no.
We get Jokermon slashing everyone with the pink flames. He talks about the package. Makoto tells everyone to get out. The trucks are full of explosives under the hospital. And this is where
Like,
see this is
it's
where
like
like
shit. Asuka's in there.
see this is where they're like, oh, Tomoro's E-Pulse and Jokermon's shocked that they're able to stand and this works. They want to protect Asuka. This is where whenever they're like, oh no, Tomoro's E-Pulse is drained. I'm not. That's why I can't buy it anytime it happens. His E-Pulse kind of
He
falls
just
into
gets right back up afterwards.
yeah.
Just piss him off a little bit, and he's fine.
His E-Pulse falls into that zone of they've openly talked about being drained in a few episodes. And then other episodes he will just hop up. That's where like people said his E-Pulse was drained in the second Narinso episode where he was passed out.
It's whatever's convenient.
Yeah. Um, then Monarch leaves him on. And technically a new sequence because the sequence last time did not include Armalisamon at all. I don't think there was a bit of him inter to him, was there?
There was like a little bit like a silhouette, kind of like doing like
Okay.
the
Okay, fair enough.
the roll.
Then we get Miharu watching the battle, and she notes how Monarch, Lizamon, and Tomoro's E-Pulse are beautiful. This is to remind us once again that we are in a new arc.
And she's there.
Yes. And then I have to say, I love that this is a good touch. I almost wonder if it has not been brought up enough in the show where some people get confused why Monarch Lizamon can open the portal. Like I know
Like,
it's
it's a perfect level.
like I know it's very clear that is the reason, and they've said so in the show. I wonder if it's been said minor enough that some people are actually going to miss that. And then takes the trucks, Jokermon, them, gone. And then Jokermon has lost it because he realizes like there's very little chance his plot work. And then I love probably my favorite moment in the episode is Jokermon when he gets upset and he launches the trucks in almost like a Macross missile sequence.
Oh my god, yes, that was fucking amazing.
That I think is not only the cool moment of the episode, I'd say a cool moment, maybe even the last 5 or 6 episodes. Like if you ignore Monarch Lisamon being introduced and him attacking Proganomon. It may actually be the best moment in the last half dozen or so episodes. Is just that cool thing.
It was very theatrical.
Yeah. Tomer asked Jokermon why he did it. Jokermon thinks humans have been led astray. It's their job to guide them. And when he de-evolves, we see the word gift on his Sapotama. And I don't think anyone else saw that.
I did.
No, 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 no.
Or are you talking about like the cast?
I mean in the show. I don't believe that was something that anyone was supposed to have seen.
No, they were kind of like very obviously looking
Yeah,
in a different direction when that flashed on the
at the baby.
Sapotama.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
Glowing Dawn leaves Tomoro, and Tomoro sees Mihiru watching. And back at the base, they mentioned the manager was found dead in his home, claimed to be of suicide. Kyo turns off the TV. Maki investigated. They were shipping and delivering Digimon for the World Union to be disposed of. Now, a few people point out this
Yo,
actually.
did you shank this guy?
A few people point out we've actually introduced some weird plot issues now. A few episodes together. So when they were chasing after Haromi and Commandramon, it's because they needed, and also with the girl and the Tinkermon, it's because they needed the pair to make stuff work. But then Haromi and
Yeah.
Elizamon had apparently been alone for a while, and they have Digimon without their partners here. So there's something else which may be something going on in the show, but it kind of clashes with that they needed. Like, remember when they kidnapped all those people and the Digimon because they needed the pairs? That apparently
Yeah. I think you mentioned that you theorize that maybe just like, oh, like the original owner's e-pulse is just really convenient.
probably is what. But it's harder to wonder if more and more it appears they've doing this in mass. And then Tomoro flashes back to what Jokermon said he wants to know what R means in that context. And then we jump around to people looking at their Sapotamas while the dead guy's being commented on. And then we flashed what looks like. I want to say it looks like a mirror world, but it felt a little off design wise, which I assume was on purpose, or it's just a different one. And what said is freedom for Digimon, and a robot with a Sapotama like face has the gift logo on it.
I hope it ends up like the screenhead robot from Fooly Cooly. That would make me happy.
Overall, I kind of felt the episode was bland, to be honest.
It was very silly.
Like the silly stuff was fun. The framing stuff for the gift arc, I feel like it tripped on because how it's just the framing bits. I almost wonder if I would have liked it more if it was before the gift arc and then we enter the gift arc after it. Like they hadn't told us Mihiru was going to show up now. If they'd said
I
this
think
was
it was
going.
kind of like the same thing with tactics, where we're given like all this information ahead of time. It's made like a big deal of, and then once it shows up, it
Yeah,
feels
but
like,
but at
oh,
least Tactics had a cool intro in the episode. Here, I feel like it might have worked better if they had just said Interlude was going to be 4 episodes and they had not mentioned or shown Mihiru showing up in this episode.
or
Like if
mentioned anything about gift in general. It's like, what the fuck is it? Why is it saying gift? What does this mean? And
yeah,
then
if
reveal that later.
yeah, I think that might have worked better because um yeah, it's not a bad episode. It felt paint by numbers to me.
Ghost Gamey.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, the preview for the next episode.
Well, before that, no,
It's
we got some
it's
cast stuff.
oh really?
Yes. So
Oh
Mihiru
yeah, I forgot there's people.
Mihiru is Sakura Ayane. She was Alice in Digimon New Century, and I read her for some of her roles. This is what one thing they've done is a lot of the actors who have shown up in Beat Break, I've had to do only a few. The number of people she has played, so just a few. Gabby in Attack on Titan, Toka in Grisile,
Okay.
Gepard in High School DxD, Mozuka in Knights of Sidonia, Arisa in Love Live, Ren in MF Ghost, Ochako in My Hero Academia, Uh,
Yay!
one of the girls in quintessential quintuplets. She's Kodachi in the modern Ranma one half stuff. Jokermon was Mitsuo Iwata. He was Pitomon in Cross Wars, Messamon in Atmon, Mephismon in 2020, and Clockmon in Ghost Game.
Hey, that's why he sounded familiar.
A few of his other roles, Kaneda and Akira, Mick Sounders and Gal Geiger, Chomp and Dragon Ball
Damn.
Super, Takeuchi in Initial D, um, Toma and World Trigger, and I remember some dubbed over content. I found the best two and limited myself to that. Are you ready?
Considering everything else, like, this has to be
Okay.
delightful.
Harvey and Sabrina the Teenage Witch. And
That is not a series I expected to get dubbed into Japanese.
Silverbolt in Beast Wars.
That
Then
is funny.
so Tomatsu, I believe, was the manager, who was played by Takashi Matsuyama. In Beat Break, was Haimon Scar in The Bomber,
Okay,
and
so just
he's had plenty.
random
Yeah,
comical bit roles.
and he's had plenty of other Digimon roles. Probably most notably, he was a Batomon core. So he has plenty of Digimon
Glad they're
roles.
still giving him stuff to
Yeah,
do.
and we've gone over him in the past. Uh, Yuki Yamamoto played Hori, who I assume was Harley Quinn, and that's why her name is Hori.
Yeah.
She's had bit roles earlier in Beat Break. And chat, they're asking live action or animated Sabrina. I believe it was the live action Sabrina. I could be wrong though.
There was an animated one?
Yeah, I think she was like 10 and the ants were in their like 20s. I don't know how that. I think they just ignored the live action show, but I think like Melissa Joan Hart's little sister played her in the cartoon. I think
Huh.
Melissa Joan
I did
Hart
not
played
even know
the
it existed.
ants.
That would be kind of funny.
Uh, let's see. So I have to be honest. The name being like Harley, I only noticed while reading it right now. I did not realize it while writing all this down.
They're just beating that dead horse.
Yeah. The next episode, episode 29, Dangerous Fandom. I mean, Bandai said it, we didn't.
Look, this is exactly so far that one Ghost Game episode. Just it's like, oh look, it's a celebrity and people are getting invites to hang out with him and he's a vampire.
You know what the worst part is? We are 100% going to judge this episode almost wholly based on how well it does Reina. Because, like, if we don't get, like, a proper Reina episode at this point, do we ever get one?
Please give us a perfect level evolution.
Like, yeah.
Please.
And the other thing about this episode, uh, hey, look, it's Vamdemon. Good old Myotismon. Also, the weird, you know how I can tell a lot of people didn't pay attention to Ghost Game? I've seen a number of people going, "Oh, they're bringing him back after so many years." It's like so many years.
No.
He was
Like
here.
2 years
He
tops.
was in the last show.
Doing
Like,
this exact episode pretty much.
in fact, did we not? Am I like forgetting, or did they not do the whole Bishonen thing there also?
They did. They
Okay,
absolutely
okay.
did.
I thought my memory was playing tricks. And I'm like, now here's the thing. Beat Break's episode previews have not necessarily been the greatest in being accurate to what the episode is, so they may be playing with us a bit, or they may have
Well, we'll
accidentally.
find out in 6
Yeah.
days.
Then we have some more Beat Break news. So, uh, so we talked about before the last episode. They put up a preview of Miharu, and we wondered like. We even said like they've done this teaser thing a few times where like they give us it blanked out as if like it's supposed to be
Like, oh,
mysterious.
it's a big secret.
But then
We'll
they
never find this out.
give it to us before the episode,
Yeah.
which they did here also. We got profile, we got actor. We got a quote from the actor, which a lot of people like the quote from the actor. The issue is it's kind of just like a generic
Generic.
thing,
Yeah.
which it's fine, but like yeah. Although I love how she does end with the please stay tuned.
Yeah.
Then we get episode 27 production arc. So we get first chief animation director's corrections for Tomoro, Gekomon, Reina, and Kyo. And Kyo, they did the big vertical one of that crazy scene.
Yeah, he's just completely unhinged looking. I love it.
The funny part is, I think Reina almost looks more unhinged. Like with the fang and the goofy look on her face.
She looks like typical yandere.
I think that's why it's so unhinged though for that character who's generally like not reserved but like so specific in how she acts sometimes.
Yeah.
Then we get line animation of the scene where Gekomon is holding up Cougarmon with his tongue and Kyo
Oh,
trying to
I
reach him.
this is this is probably my favorite line art clip so far.
I think I would. There are some attack ones that I think might be cooler. I think this is the most fun. Uh,
It's like, please lift me higher. He can almost reach me.
yeah, then we get some more character setting profile art, which Starman, Petermon, Haromi, and Elizamon.
Someone please use this to make a really nice Elizamon plushie.
I feel like there would have been better art from her all around just being in Liberator.
Yeah, but they didn't really give us any very nice profile art, like turnarounds.
True. Then Summerland, the collaboration began, and they showed off one of the glowing dawn panels at one of the food stands.
It's
Let's
glowing
see.
dawn.
Yep. Then Digimon Up did a Digimon showcase of Agumon, and this is where you need people who do images and translation better. So the Japanese one, it has Agumon's name in Japanese and then Agumon's name in English, and it has the character profile stuff in Japanese. So for English, they translated everything, including Agumon,
Agumon! It's
but they
Agumon!
also left the
I'm
English Agumon
Agumon.
there, so it just says Agumon twice in a row, which is very odd. Now, I will say, despite people mocking it, I think the first one you do definitely is Agumon. Some people were like,
Yeah.
oh man, I'm so glad it turns out Agumon will be in the game. It's like, no, you have to remember, they have, like, anyone who is connected to Digimon is already paying attention to this. They need to catch the eye of everyone else. And then, as we said last time, they're sort of faking the following campaign. Like, not that it's made up, but like the numbers they're picking are kind of junk.
Very easily and,
Yeah,
you know,
and
they're expected.
the second one's already completely done. And
Wow,
that
who would have thought it was so
yeah, I know.
fast?
Yeah. So at this point, it's like 300 supporter summon tickets, 300 skill card summon tickets, and 10 good Digimeat seeds bonuses. So do you think we get a part 3?
I don't know when well, I think it would depend on what information we get from like the
Yeah,
next announcement.
so the next announcement is something about Digimon Up will be brought up during Chairman Assistant Lab tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So we would
So we technically
assume
don't even know the actual gameplay of the game.
no. In to a degree, everything we think we know, I believe, has been guesstimated based on a few words and a few clips. So yeah, and then Cardo Palooza. So first up, Apollomon and Parallel Alt Art of Apollomon. The cartoony Apollomon one's good. The alt art is nice. It continues that comic theme, and it's a bit of a panorama because you can see a bit of the
Yeah.
scythe of Dianamon there. and that
That'd be nice
connect.
to have both displayed together.
Yeah, that's one that getting both. We'll see how rare some of these cards end up though.
Yeah.
Then Cosmic Area, which is nice, but I'm kind of tired of the zone cards to be honest.
Like they're there.
Grace Novamon, first one, very nice pose. Second one, weirdly they make them look menacing and very Gundam-esque.
As if the first one wasn't also very Gundam-esque.
Yeah, but the second one's really Gundam-esque, like really, really. Then here's where we get the flaw that we've talked about of them showing the card and the parallel card at the same time. The Sarazmon and the parallel card really look close to this. Like, look, they are
It's
wildly
the
different.
same pose. It's the same direction, the same angle. One's just a little warmer colors and a little more zoomed in.
Yeah, it's a it real.
Please flip it.
See, you don't even need to flip it. Just don't show them to us at the first time at the same minute. Like, have them be a week or two apart. Sirenmon gets a nice little card of her alongside Bacchusmon in the village.
He's having a little concert.
Uh,
You're so cute.
Deathmon, Ghoulmon, some menacing art of it standing at a what appears to be just a pile of Skull Greymon.
Rest in pieces.
And also, I think one of them is the skull hand from Deltamon. I think I see. Craftmon. Sometimes they're Atmon you forget about until they do these cards.
Yeah, I completely forgot this one existed. Did I know that it existed to begin with? Who knows?
Probably not, to be honest. Then Rebootmon and a parallel card of Rebootmon. So first up for these two, I it's weird. They actually are very samey, but they're different enough in pose that you could, if someone didn't know, they might actually think these are different Digimon. Just because
Also, like the color
yeah,
differences from the lighting,
it
kind of like
differentiates them a lot, I think. And then we get a parallel alt card for Bellstarmon slash Fly Bullet, which nice art. But I think one of the nice things is because it's not side by side with the original, we don't remember if this is the same or not.
exactly.
Like, in fact, I think this was the first card we saw from BT25 was the non-parallel version of this. Was
Oh,
that
I don't even remember.
was that
There's
some
so many cards.
was that some card event 2 or 3 months ago? Like, who? Yeah, it could look the same. We wouldn't know. And then this is where same time pops up again. Tomoro and Appellate alt card. Do you want to know the funniest part about these, Dev?
They're actually technically not the same exact
Yes,
artwork, even
they
though they
are
really
actually
look like it.
they are actually entirely different art. It just looks so fucking close that unless you actually like look closely, you would think it's the same art. When if you actually look, it is entirely different. Even the stuff
It's
that
like
you
it's the same angle, the same expression.
like,
It's like,
even
oh wait, his arm is different.
no, but even like if you look at like the hair going over the glasses, or the way the eyebrows are posed, or even the like, it is actually entirely different. It just looks so close that you're not going to spend the time checking in general.
Yeah,
Like,
unless they're sitting right next to each other
yeah,
conveniently like
like even
this.
look at the way the collars popped.
Yeah, one's
It,
swooping back, the other
yeah,
one's
what's
swooping
that?
to the left.
See, this is another one where like if we had a few weeks apart from these, it would look a lot neater. Monarch Lysamon slash Final Judgment gets a parallel card. This one just looks fucking awesome with the graffiti on brick look.
This really reminds me of the Kenji Watanabe Digital Monster
Yeah.
V
And
pets.
this is one where it being a card actually ruins it. Because if you look covered up by the text at the bottom, are the glowing dawn Digimon looking up at it? And I
Oh
can see
damn, I didn't even notice
and
that.
I can see some paint cans. So I can't tell, like, do they have paint brushes? Are they meant to have done this? It's so covered up I can't tell.
Please, can they just make this like a poster? That
Like
would be so fucking cool.
this one's really good. Kyo gets normal and parallel, and because the pose is different enough, you don't think it's the same art. and Cougarmon's just happy to be there.
He's just
Haba,
looking dramatically to the left.
then we get a parallel alt art card for Habakurimon slash Habakiri. Very nice overhead slash.
Also, I like how his like bottom arms are crossed. Like, I'm looking really cool, and I'm also going to stab you.
More likely to poke his own arms at that point. And then
Also, once again, massive Thundercats vibes.
a special parallel alt art card for Monarch Leesmon Final Judgment. This is so fucking cool looking.
I love it whenever they do kind of like the calligraphy brush style artwork.
Yeah. Where like we get the Vernier boosters boosting him forward. He's charging up Final Judgment from his horn. This is so fucking good. And the finish on the cards with the photos looks so good.
I want to chew on it.
Then from the starter decks, um, Garnet and Wisteria Memory Boost with new art. Very good cartoony art. Does it feel like it's meant to harken back to like the DS games?
It looks like it, especially because it has Bottomon in there and Shoutmon all together at the same time. It's like, ah, yes, that one.
Then Amber and Jade Memory Boosts, which same general setup. I like how happy Vmon is in this, like the food.
This is making me hungry. Oh yeah, our buddy Muchomon's in there too, just gnawing away.
Look at how happy he is. You know who isn't happy though? Monmon. He looks stressed out.
He should just be happy to be here.
Yeah, unfortunately. Then Sepia and Grape Memory Boosts.
I mean, I was expecting like Amethyst or something like
No,
that.
no, because
Continue the
these are
dual
these
theme.
are actually reprints of existing ones, so there were no new
Ah,
names.
okay.
Yeah, these are ones that have shown up in limited card pack 2 or 3, I think. It's one of those. I don't remember which one though. So it's that, but with new artwork. Then parallel art for Gekomon and Agumon. Great anime style art with the uh, child and adult level and the gold finish. These are actually really great. These are from the starter decks, and what these are is where they replace one of the child cards with these sometimes very rarely.
Oh god, I fucking hate when they do that. Just make it consistently. I'm not gonna buy multiple starter decks hoping that one of them is shinier.
Plenty of people will though. And they also did a nice little trailer for Booster Set 23, which is the Beatbreak one. They've really had a good run of those trailers lately. Then Card Battle started a series of episodes featuring matches with dual cards. And they started with a Savers versus Time Stranger Jupitermon deck.
Huh.
And moving on from cards, Anna Birth has gotten the all Digimon products that were from the New Year tour. There's no differences here. It just is those products, but you don't have to go to these special events.
Really want some of those acrylic stands.
Yeah, the stands. I think it. What also helps is that the bases are themed. A lot of times with the
Mm-hmm.
bases, like you'll get a logo, or it will be like a color with a basic pattern. These are have more of the background styling, so they look neat.
I also like that you have the option of like popping in like the Digimon's name
Yeah,
too, because there's like 2 slots on the base.
yeah. No, it looks nice. It also helps like bridge the look, I think.
Yeah.
Then new poll: favorite guest Digimon from Beatbreak episodes 1 through 12. But they only picked 12 total because obviously there were many guest Digimon.
Yeah.
Dev,
I'm hoping for my boy Shademon, but
I feel
otherwise this is anyone's game.
yeah, this one's too random. Even like when someone goes, "Oh, it's definitely gonna be X," and then in my head I go, "Is it?" Like, because I feel like half of these I've seen people go, "Oh, that's an obvious top performer."
Yeah, there's enough variety and
Yeah,
what would obviously be like someone's favorite.
yeah. There's no like obvious breakout here, though. I would say,
Yeah.
but we will see. Then from the weekend potpourri stuff, various Digimon Beatbreak pop-up stuff is going on. So we got some photos showing off some of the pop-up shops. The Beatbreak blanket that Aniklo was doing. I think the funniest part
I
about the
want it.
blanket is the Cougarmon art. Like everyone is doing
I thought it
something.
was gonna be like the creepy wooden hands holding it up.
I did not notice that. I just thought there, like my brain, like did not process the like. Okay, you can see there's the wooden stand and hands. My brain just went, oh, someone's holding it up. And then you point it out just now. I'm like, oh wait, there is no one there.
Yes,
That is definitely weird.
but I do want that blanket. It looks very soft and cozy.
Then the Digimon music producer went to Hikarigaoka to celebrate the anniversary on April 25th of when the singles of Butterfly and I Wish came out and took a nice little
Cool.
souvenir photo. And then, as announced early in the year, he pointed out Chiba TV is rebroadcasting the show at the moment. And next week's episode is 17 Kakatrimon Ship Capture Evolution.
Yay.
Then we get some episode art from Takahiro Kojima, who's the character designer for Beatbreak, drew Elizamon from a couple episodes ago.
It's adorable.
It really is. And then Akamini Aki did art of Miharu and noted this was another episode they did motion capture on.
Miara looks very judging, like she's looking over a fence like, God damn, these people are stupid.
She wants to know why she isn't featured more in her first episode. Why is her
She
time
gets more screen time in the ending theme.
why is her time almost equal to Legally Not Harley Quinn? And then uh, questions. So you guys in chat can throw yours up while we do the ones we're sending ahead of time. Someone said, "Do you think we'll get any gems or nicer model kits for Beat Break?" When was the last time we actually got a new gem? Was it actually that Mugen Dramon one a few years ago?
I think so, yeah.
Nicer model
'Cause I'm trying to
kits?
think, because a lot of them's been like re-releases of previous ones that
Yeah.
are also the really
As
expensive
for
ones.
nicer model kits, I assume this is to bypass that the question could have been answered by us going about that cheap one they're doing. When the show is towards the end, I could see them doing like a nicer one.
I mean, ooh, that's an idea. Amplified Monarch Lizamon would be really cool.
See, I don't want Mark Lisamon for a key reason. To rush
You
it
don't want it
into
to be Genobreaker.
no, to rush it into like making it in time for the show, it will be a slight remold of the Metal Greymon one.
Yeah,
Because
I can see your point
because yeah,
there.
that's what they're gonna do. Is it's gonna be the Metal Greymon amplified kit, but just tweaking enough to make it work. Although if they do it well, I guess would we actually care?
I certainly wouldn't.
Yeah. Then someone said,
It's like
"Eh,"
make it look like a Zoid.
and someone said, any restaurant or drink places around you want to try? They remember me mentioning at some point being near a boba place I want to try. Mm, I mean, I tried the
Mm.
boba place a while ago, so I'm trying to remember when I mentioned that. Did I mention that in the show, or was that in the chat, or was that in the Discord?
I think both.
Okay. I do know there's
Because I remember you were tormenting me about your closeness to delicious boba
yeah
and other Asian food.
yeah there. I mean, there's a few places around me I want to try. Nothing it's hard to think about that when I haven't been feeling well, because like it's not like, oh, I want to go try
Oh, I'm
turns.
hungry. I can think of all these things. I was like, no, I feel like
Yeah,
shit, and my digestive system is full of slime. I
yeah,
don't want to think of
yeah.
food.
It's like, oh, there's a. I'm actually not that far from a Korean barbecue place. It's like, yeah, I want to be 100% healthy and not eating enough when I decide to go there. Anything near you, Dev?
Nothing new, honestly. I mean, there is like a really cool Korean barbecue place that opened up a location closer to me, but it's still one of those places where like you kind of have to go with like a group of friends,
Yeah, for me,
and all of us are working too much.
yeah, Korean barbecues you want to do with other people. You also want to make sure you're feeling great. You're not eating enough that day because you're gonna pay for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
They also do like the place I have nearby also does like a lunch special.
Oh, that's not bad then. Then someone, what's your favorite horror monster themed Digimon?
Mm.
Hmm.
I want to say like maybe Sanglumon just because like oh it's a vampire and it's a puppy, but it's also got Hound of the Baskerville vibes.
See, it's weird because I feel like the answers change because like early on you could have said Devimon is sort of like that, and he becomes so much of a thing we know that he's not really like horror themed anymore, or
He's Spawn themed.
even to a degree like Vamdemon. Like you just know the character too much for it to really work well for horror.
Yeah, it's not like ah obviously this is a
Yeah,
Dracula.
yeah. I'm trying to think like,
Ones that have like kind of like very Halloweeny vibes just
yeah.
kind of do it for me.
Pumpmon.
Ooh, that is a good one.
Yeah. Then someone wondered, uh, they wanted to know if the producer of the card game leaving meant anything specifically positive or negative. I mean, it happens. Like, remember, the card game, based on what you're looking for, probably got better when the original producer left because he went on to work on a different game. So it's mostly a matter of we'll see where things go.
Yeah, see who next
Yeah,
brings in more new ideas while
yeah,
the other one goes to another card game again.
yeah. That's the weird thing is he was not from a card game, or not directly. He was actually someone who worked on Digimon stuff. Like he was, if you check old like videos about when they were making the Vital Bracelet, he was actually there. The producer who just left, the Murata. Like we have
Yeah,
videos of him in for specifically for Digimon stuff going back to 2020, 2019. So he was actually from that rather than more directly being card game related, at least as far as we're aware.
yeah. Just
Uh,
getting shuffled
yeah,
around.
so I'd say, see, we may not even know in the next year because a lot of stuff may have been planned out. So we'll see what.
Yeah, especially because they showed us the calendar
Yeah,
a while back of like
yeah,
prospective
yeah.
sets going into like a year and a half ahead.
It's sort of like why with Time Stranger we were able to have like deep usage in the card game, and Digimon Survive only got some promo cards because Survive kept getting kicked around the schedule so much they could never really schedule a set because they weren't sure if the game would come out.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we'll see basically. Then Meta Knight wants to know if the next episode is the Reign of Pristimon Evolution episode. What do you predict it will turn into? Will turn in? Oh, I think they're saying what do you
I
think
really,
the
really
prep
hope
will be?
it's like the one Van Helsing with werewolf versus Dracula just beating the ever living shit out of each other.
Okay, so
That would be really
you're
cool.
hoping Wolverine will turn into like a werewolf and we'll get like werewolf versus vampire.
Yes, that is what I am hoping for.
That would be neat. That I can't beat that. That's good.
I want I want Pristimon basically going just completely feral, hulking out, biting, gnawing, clawing everything. It'll be great.
Okay, how about this? Hulk Pristimon. It's just Pristimon, but with the Hulk's proportions, but it still looks like Pristimon. So we get like the tiny Pristimon head, the giant body, large Pristimon arms with the guns on the edge of it.
That would be absolutely horrifying, and I'm just trying to imagine like stuffed animals looking like that.
Pristimon
It's like those.
smash.
Yes.
Uh,
Let her wreck shit.
then do you think we'll see more of Atmon outside of the card game?
Mm.
So there's an asterisk to this. Is remember it is an anniversary year starting later in the year. So for
I figure like a pop shop or like a combined pop-up shop with other series
yeah,
at the same
like
time.
yeah, like for anniversary stuff, yes. If you're asking in the sense of will we see the grand return of Atmon as like a brand forward thing? No. I wouldn't mind a figure or a model kit or two though.
They can have Offmon in Digimon Up.
That'd be neat.
That'd be
Last chance,
precious.
last chance for questions in the chat. Someone said, "What would you think if the Stranger expansion did a full story spinning out of the Parallelmon DLC packs?" Does this feel like bait, Dev?
Yeah, because like the
Like, here's the thing. I like
all three DLC were basically the same exact shit. It was just copy pasted. It wasn't
that's the weird thing
unique.
is
There's
it
like
wasn't even like completely copy pasted. It just was less interesting as far as Parallelmon went. Like they did 3 DLCs, they didn't fully do anything with it. I don't know why I would want it again, but larger.
yeah, and I've been going back through like rereading V Tamer and the Double Tamers chapter, and it's like in about 30 pages, it was more interesting than what I've seen
Well,
of
well,
the
that's the
Time
fun.
Stranger
Well,
DLC.
that's the funny thing is this: if you watch a playthrough of the first Time Stranger DLC, they actually copy that plot entirely.
Yep.
Like you get the kids are stuck in bubbles and so forth. But yeah, I don't see the point. Like I would rather them do something a bit richer, and it feels like that's what they want to do, but it's hard to tell at the moment. I think we've all decided we demand Gamamon and his evolutions, though.
Yes. Give us the baby.
Yeah. Okay. Looks like that is it for questions. Dev, what Wikimon article would you like people to read?
Um, Shademon, hoping that he will win the poll because I love Shademon.
Do you
He's
think
my
he will
spooky
actually win
baby.
the poll, or do you think he will just rank
No,
decently?
I figure I'll rank decently high just because cool design and the episode was really cool. But I don't think it'll be
Okay.
first.
I will say this: does it feel like it's weird that we're getting like such calm weeks when a show's running?
Yeah, I don't mind
No, neither do I.
if I'm
It just
sleepy.
it feels weird though. It feels like almost every week you expect to just be like a storm of stuff. It's like, oh, we're actually having some calm ones, which is rather nice.
Well, I also feel like because we usually go a lot more in depth with new pop-up shop things, and this time it's more like, oh, these previous products are just now available in a
It's
different
not worth our
spot.
time to actually discuss them, so things go by smoother.
Yeah, it's like we already did this. They're over
Yeah,
here now.
yeah, it makes sense. Okay, so we should be back here in about, I would assume, next Monday. We will catch everyone then. Thanks everyone for showing up. Bye.
Bye.